keeping us perplexed. Riding waves like future specs. Gotta calm down, no pretext. Market moves got me feeling wild. Swinging harder than a rocket child.
Boris Schlossberg, Managing Director at BK Asset Management.
BK Asset Management's Kathy Lean.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Sound check, mic check, screen check. Give me all checks, please. Let me know if you guys hear me okay, if everybody's good. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Martin. Good afternoon in UK. Hope everybody's doing really, really well. I'm going to let everybody come into the room and get comfortable. I got a lot of stuff to tell you about. I was all excited to tell you about the new version of my scalper, and then literally the worst sequence of trades happened right before I went live. I mean, it was like amazing. This thing has been just money, money, money for the last 50, 60 trades. And then it went into like 3 separate stop outs, which is very, very unusual. I'm going to talk about that, which is just, it's always, I think, really good to talk about the misses, because the wins are easy. The misses are the really hard thing. Anyways, I battled my way out of it, and I will show you what I did. But it was kind of interesting. It's always ironic that right before I went live, literally in the CPI data just chop sawed me to death over here on stop out until I finally recovered myself a little bit. But I'm going to show you what I did. Trading 2 accounts, right? So trading the 50,000 account, I was at 52 yesterday. This is the very, very, very basic account where I'm trading 1 micro and using 1 mini to resolve if I need to. I haven't even really used that. And you can see, it was at 52 yesterday, at 52,260, very slow, very steady, but definitely in the right direction on that one. But then I started coming back to the 150. I just opened a fresh 150, and I want to trade the large accounts with you, where we're going to get a lot more volatility. But it's going to give me a chance to kind of show the trades that I have in mind. I'll explain the strategies. Also, everybody who was with me yesterday, I showed the turn trade, which actually made a ton of money. Yesterday, I actually even called it in my room. Oh, before I even start, those of you guys who are just joining me now, let me put this is a join link to our free room. Hopefully you guys like it. Once you, this is supposed to be a link that, link that's supposed to give you automatic entry. Like you don't need any onboarding from me. So let me know if that works for anybody there, and please circulate that to all your friends, because everything I talk about, I'm putting free into the room in lesson format, so you guys can actually learn the step-by-step process of how I'm scalping and the tools behind it. So give me a note back in the in chat that you're, those of you who are not part of our room yet, that want to try it out, that you've been able to onboard successfully, and let me know. Okay, just waiting to see what's going on here. It's 9:31. Just barely opened up the market. My micro scalper looks different from yours, or my BFF scalper with micro scalper looks different from yours, because it's the latest version. So those of you who are members, be sure to download it. The version is going to have like the three icon behind it. That's the most latest update. I'm going to show you the difference in logic that I made there, which was working awesome up to last half an hour ago, and then just really ran into a buzzsaw. But I am absolutely certain it's a temporary bust. So it's really a function of all of this uncertainty past the PPI data. PPI data came in very, very cool. And on the one hand, it's awesome because it means interest rates are going to stay low. 10-year definitely, where's the 10-year right now? 10-year actually went up, but 10-year still it's 433. 2-year is 399. They're not acting the way you really want them to, but still, they're pretty low. But the worry now is that that's actually a sign of recessionary, demand compression. The people are just not paying money because they stop spending. So that's a fear factor for growth. So that's why the market is just having this bipolar moment. And whenever the market is having this bipolar moment, that's a very, very tough strategy for us because we are always based upon continuity. And we basically had this incredibly difficult little piece of discontinuity here up and above, which I'll explain to you in a second. I'm just watching the opening trade rotation. We couldn't hold the 56, coming back down here. The 21 seconds left on this particular trade. Not a setup, but but since I want to kind of scalp with you guys today, I'm happy to trade various flavors of continuity in this particular setup. So this is this is no longer that much of a red candle. Okay, yes, it is. So we're going to sell this. So I sold this on a basically the idea that when you have two and boom, 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 that was a quick scalp right there for us. What was the reason behind it? We're below the 8-period SMA, two red candles in a row. Basically, anytime I have two candles in a row, I believe there's some continuity there. Obviously, incredibly big volatility here. So you snooze, you lose. I made the quick point, and then it just totally retraced on me. That's always going to be a very, very big risk when you're kind of freestyling, which is what I'm doing. I'm basically freestyling on continuity ideas. The basic foundational principle of how you want to scalp with trend is you have an 8-period SMA, which is the blue line, right? I'm actually going to, what I'm going to do? Let me just take these off for a second. The execution's off. So it's nice and clear. You have an 8-period SMA, which is the short-term trend. You have a green candle. The green candles are not necessarily high closes. The closes is above the low. The green candle is that the close is higher than the prior candle close. It's relative to the candle next to it, not to itself, because that's a much better comparison of the strength of what's going on over there. So if you have two green candles make a trend, then you have continuity. Boom, you can trade that. You have continuity. Boom, you can trade that. There's no green candles here. You don't necessarily trade it in that particular format, but you do trade it in the setup that I have here, which failed once, twice, 3 times. Almost never did that. In the prior 21 times that I traded this in the overnight session, it only failed once. So this was clearly just post event volatility that I ran into. But so the very, very simple idea for those that are just kind of wondering what is, how do you scalp with continuity, is you're basically betting that if it's green, it's going to continue to be green. If it's red, it's going to continue to be red for a small amount of momentum forward, right? Small amount of momentum forward. Now that's like the absolute baseline case. And of course the setup, the actual signals that I generate here are a little bit more nuanced and filtered. I'm going to show you what the nuance and the filter is behind it. By the way, just to let you know, if you wanted to trade pure continuity, I mean, winner, chicken dinner. You could do that quite a lot here in a trend. This works obviously super, super well once you have a clean, continuous move. Winner, chicken dinner over here too in gold. And then, of course, you have these periods of chop where it doesn't work very, very well. So one of the things that I sort of try to do with my setup, and man, look at the complete complete reversals that are going on here. It's really it's just typical first 5-10 minutes post event. Nobody knows nothing, and they're all trying to kill each other on both ends of the spectrum here. My structure and my strategy is actually very clean and clear, and it works beautifully, by the way, in nice, quiet, like Asian markets like we have like this. So I'm going to give you the longs, I'm going to give you the shorts, and I'm going to add a little bit more of filter that I think is a really good filter. So on the long side, what we're looking for is the following: prices above the 8-period SMA, right? You get a black candle. Black is a retrace candle, right? It closes lower than the prior candle. And then it's followed by a resumption of trend. As long as this black candle stays above the 8-period SMA, the low doesn't touch it, we're still positive bid, right? Positive territory. So as long as I'm floating above, let me get bigger here so you guys can really, really see it. That's a winner. Same setup, that's a winner. Same setup, that's a winner. Blah, blah, blah. Now, what I do to really kind of control my accuracy is I want to give myself no more than 3 signals per slice, right? So like I would have ignored all of these because by the very nature of the beast, it's going to get tired. Now, is there a situation where you're going to get like 6 winners in a row? Maybe yes, but I don't care. I'm looking only for the absolute juiciest, like 90% accuracy, the first 3 winner situation. And you see this over here too, like it's sort of a, down, 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 all winners on the trade. And even post event, this was a good trade. This was winner. Where it really got brutal is we switched directions 3 times and there was 0 continuity. Like this candle, this signal failed, this signal failed, and then this signal failed. That never happened to me. I've had 2 signal fails in a row, but 3 in a row was really, really unusual. And that's a function, obviously, of understanding that you're caught up in a two-way highly bipolar market. And I think like you get 3 winners in a row, you absolutely want to take a step back, go reduce your size, and start all over again, which is exactly what I did. But the point being is that that's a rare situation. If you were sampling all of this, throughout the night, you can really see this. Winner, 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 chicken dinner. So let's say you only do 3s. What I would have done, what I do in Asia session when you have like a nice clean continuous trend is if I have 3 winners in a row, I wait until it recovers the 8-period SMA, and then I sort of restart again, 1, 2, 3, and then you can start again. Recovers the 8, 1, 2. This is the first loser over here at the 2 o'clock hour after like 6 or 7 winners. This is a winner, even though this doesn't look like it. It's 81, and the target was just 1 point. You made that winner. This is a winner. This is a winner. So you see how I literally counted 19 out of 20 winners in the period from 2200 hours New York till about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock New York, and then of course we came into the PPI pre-data, and that was very tough. But I actually think now we're going to settle ourselves down into hopefully some directional moves, and that's going to give us some chances. I'm using 2-minute time frames because the 1 minute is just too herky jerky. 2 combines, like it's like a great mix between being frequent enough that it's not not so infrequent, but deep enough that there's meaningful data in the continuity candle. So we're using the 2-period minimum. Yeah. Looks like Microsoft Team. No, I don't think so, Wayne. I mean, Wayne, are you sure? Does it say BK? I want to make sure you're in the right thing. It's not a Microsoft Team. I mean, you are in the BK. Confirm to me, those of you guys who are joining the group. Anybody who's listening to me, let me put this up on Twitter too. Let me put this up on Twitter here. I'm going to post this up. Please join as you're watching. And tell me if you are in BK community. Okay. I have to fix all my typos. All right. Yeah, I want to just people confirm to me, those of you that are members of the community. Yeah, it says software, but it looks like, yeah, okay, yeah, I you know, it may look like Microsoft Teams. You just, you know, I hate Microsoft, so you gave me offense for telling me that it looks like Microsoft Teams. Plumline Profits, thank you, my friend. Thank you. That was a very kind comment on your part. I really appreciate it. We try hard. So yeah, I mean, you know, this is every strategy has its nemesis. Every Superman has his kryptonite. Discontinuity, where up, down, up, down, up, down, looks like a, you know, looks like a bipolar heart attack, is the nemesis of my part. And my whole job is to try to extract sections of continuity as much as I possibly can. Now, that having been said, by the way, everybody hang tight, because in about 10 minutes, I'm going to show you how to trade the really big trade, the big turn trade for a couple of 100 points every day, once or twice a day, with the same indicator that we have here, just in completely different configurations. And I figured out exactly the really cool configuration that gives us as clean a signal as you could possibly get. Like there was, like yesterday, I actually called it in my room yesterday. There was about a 20 point. So 20 points is about $1,000 in the ES on one contract. But there was like a couple of 100 points move. Oh, here's GC is giving me. Oh, GC is giving me. Look at this. Okay, so gold is giving me a very, very weird. This wasn't even black, but I guess it's neutral, so it's black. So gold is a potential trade here, right? So gold is giving me a trade. By the way, I haven't alerted myself to NASDAQ. Because on the $50,000 account, it's impossible to trade NASDAQ. On a $150,000 account, it really is actually possible. So we'll see. You know, I haven't put the NASDAQ alerts on yet, but we'll see. But look at this. Look at this craziness. 29. This look at this vol. Even on NASDAQ, you gotten stopped before you made money. It was just so annoying. But that's fine. We're going to give the first 15, 20 minutes of shakeout. In the meantime, let's watch gold. If gold stays legit, meaning that the signal stays legit, this is really stretched the fuck out. I mean, this is 52 to this is a 10-point move, but I'm going to honor the trade because it is a setup. Let's see if we get a micro continuity move here for the move. S&P crashed. The 5600 seems to be an absolute dome of rejection at this point. A little bit choppy. 24 seconds left here. 20 seconds left on the gold. Waiting until the close of the candle before we do anything on gold, but we will do something if it pops. 11, 10. See if we get any continuity on this move. 5, 4, 3. All right, in gold right now. I think the target is, where's that? Oops, no, and it's coming right back down and retracing on me. What's the stop on this thing? It's 60.4. 60.4 is, wait, is that right? No, 62.9 and 60.4 is my stop. So 60.4, 62.9 is my target. Now it's retracing out. And when you're looking at something like this, where the first freaking signal is 10 points after the move happened, you obviously have to really be careful about taking the trade. I'm taking the trade because I want to show you the setups. But if it was me, I would have passed on this trade just because the risk reward wasn't worth it. It was so fucking high up. What you want to be is near the start of the leg and have it move around. But markets are signaling continuity, so maybe we get a little bit more continuity. But the very fact that we're retracing here is not a surprise after a 10-point move. Still, let's see if this can run. I'll give it a shot. There's no other signals anywhere else. NASDAQ is just selling off hard, but not giving me any signals. So here's NAS. And as I said, you know, 2 red continuities you can make a cowboy trade here. You could have just sold it on a cowboy, but not a signal basis. But within the philosophy of what you're trying to do, which is, you know, trading continuity trades, wouldn't have been a bad trade actually. You know, I'm just sort of looking for signals, and so far, you know, there's been no signals. But now we're kind of, you know, now we're coming back. Yeah, the gold stopped me out because no surprise, it was way the fuck up here. The trade, you know, if the signal was here, it would have been great. This was after like 10 consecutive green candles. You're not going to get much continuity there, so no surprise there. All right, let's see what. Oh, NAS has given us a sell signal. All right, let's see if we got to wait for the full 2 minutes on the on this thing to complete. But if this stays legit, we'll take that signal. We will take that signal. Let's see if I get continuity here. $1.23 on the clock. Yeah, that's exactly right, Wayne. Yeah, it's like a pogo stick now. Exactly. It is exactly like a pogo stick. Okay, 50 seconds left on the clock. Let's see if this candle holds. See if we get any more continuity on this move. $24 seconds on the clock. 18, 19. All right, I'm in. Oh, in and out. That was in and out. That was super fast that you guys, if you blinked, you lost it. But now, you know, it totally retraces back too. So one of the aspects of all of this stuff is it's so spiky. I mean, this was goddamn. This was spiky. This is, you know, really tough conditions to try to scalp in right now. But yeah, I mean, you know, that worked. There was more luck than skill, but I'll take it. It was just super fast moves here. You know, we're sort of in this one move. The other thing about NASDAQ I was going to say is that NASDAQ is really brutal because it will stop you out and then go your way. So like right now, NASDAQ, I was literally seriously fooling around with the idea of giving NASDAQ a wider stop. But the problem is that, like, this is the thing I hate about NASDAQ is, here it is. Look at that. See how it totally reverses? This is the psychotic movement of all this stuff. Where, you know, you popped, what was it? How high did it pop? 86 to, like, literally, this just took you out at 20. I was thinking of playing around with the idea of doing 30-10 on NASDAQ, where it's a 30-point stop, 10-point target, which probably I think is going to be the right thing to do. As a matter of fact, you know, let's fool this around. I generally don't trade NASDAQ on any of these strategies because I think NASDAQ is the most difficult of all of them to scalp. But on the 150, at least you can give it a shot. But let's see. Let me add this. So 30, 20, that'd be 40 by 120. Okay. That's 40 ticks by 120. I'm putting this on my trade of 8. As a stop. So getting a lot of continuity moves here, but not a lot of my signal moves because it's just straight up continuity. So one absolute, like, legit setup that you could do that's not part of the, signals, but you could actually do this is, black 2 reds, sell it. As long as everything is underneath here. So sort of like, black 2 greens, buy it. You could have done, that. You could do that too to complement your scalping. Right now, I'm just looking for signals, and I'm not able to find any. Everything is just sort of a one-way ticket. This is a good time, actually, since we don't have any signals and everybody is in the room right now, so everybody's watching. This is a good time for me to pull back and show you the really, really cool 1 or 2 trade a day turn trade that some of you may really enjoy using the indicator. So let me change the templates and let me show you. We're going to use, it doesn't matter. We'll use NASDAQ. I'll show this in NASDAQ. So I'm going to go into my turn template. This is going to take the same, let me, now you got to update the indicator. Okay. So we're going to go to, remember I said there were 3 times during the day when markets provide interesting clue. Markets generally tend to turn. If they're going to turn, they're going to turn during these 3 times a day. After 10 o'clock New York, which is coming up, after like 1 to 1:30 New York, and then possibly after 3 p.m. New York. So these 3 zones, 10, 1, and 3, is when you want to start looking at turn trades. Now, what's really, really cool is that we actually have a product in BK Scalper that can show you actual turn trades in the making, right? Now, unfortunately, here's the thing. The rules of the product is that we need, so if we're going to make a turn trade on the bottom, so this is 10 o'clock turn trade, right? Actually, I guess we could sort of finagle it from here, from 10 o'clock onward. What we're looking for is the following footprint. We're looking for, if we're going to be selling, we're going to have the red turn signals. This is the BK Scalper in one very, very specific mode: short-term extreme trend reversal. Okay, it's looking at that point. And actually, I forgot. You want to use, I use typically 10 points away from the moving average, 10 basis points from the moving average as my measure, but now I'm going to use 5 to make it even more, to give me even more chance of a signal. Okay, it does, in this case, it really doesn't matter, but the idea is this. I have a sell, when I have a sell signal and a second sell signal that is a lower high, or a very, very simple way, sorry, I have a gold trade that may be popping up. A very, very simple way, not even the lower high, just simply look at the close of the first one, which is closed at 709.25. This one closes at 665. Lower, that is, and you're obviously by the 200 period SMA, you're above here. That is clearly a turn signal. You are short here with a stop here and about 1 to 1.5 target, or whatever it is. I'll show you how the target would work here. Unfortunately, in this particular case, I don't have a secondary confirmation to the upside. So this whole V shape is not really a signal that I could trade. Now, after 1 o'clock, I get the same concept. I have the, we're just watching for signals here. I have the lower reds over here. I use the absolute high as my target, right? So that the high would be 727 is my stop, and I'm coming in at 686. What is that? That's about 50 points worth of risk, and I'm looking for 75 points worth of profit. Boom, right then and there. And then at 3 o'clock, do I have a turn? No, I don't have a turn. I don't have a turn. So I'm happy. What is my favorite index to trade with your signals since NQ is so difficult? ES. I love to trade the ES. I like to trade S&P, and then I like to trade gold. They both work pretty well. ES works the best, even though today it's just not cooperating. But that's it's an hour worth. It's an hour out of 23 hours where it's not cooperating. It just happens to be the hour when we're all live trading today that ES is not giving me anything. But we will do this. Let me switch around. Sorry, guys, bear with me. Let's go back to the micro scalp mode. Okay, and let's go let's go make sure that I'm not in the dark mode. Let's go to gold. Just want to show you gold is setting up, right? So I'm going to show you gold is setting up on a scalper mode here. 25 seconds left. We'll take the signal. We'll play the game here. Where's my gold? If it stays, and it doesn't stay, it goes away. So gold goes away. Gold plays around 13 seconds. I'm going to wait until this thing goes to 0 to make sure that it's actually a legitimate signal. It's got to sell. Gold is really playing around here and not really providing a signal. Nope, no signal. All right, so gold is no signal. Nothing much going on over here. S&P is literally made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades to the downside, maybe the 8th one. Just not providing any relief for us. What we're looking for is a relief trade. We probably will be a signal in the S&P as this thing trades back up and then hopefully back down to give us a signal. But for now, there's no signal. We got nothing. The Nasdaq is Nasdaq. We took that one signal over here that we made, and that was it. Also, really, really volatile. Now, if you had the perfect foresight and you were like, "Oh, this is a continuity trade," absolutely. But honestly, what this is really interesting is this setting up to be a turn trade? Are we going to find sometime after 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, that beautiful bottom using our formations, right? Using our formations, using our turn signals. We're not even close to even, generating turn signals yet. But if we get, 2 turn signals, one higher than the next, that's going to give us a really good, clean bottom trade for possibly 70, 100, 150 points. Which is a lot of points. Obviously, if you do it with a large contract, you can only do it on a $150,000 account. But if you're doing it with a $50,000 account, you can do it with a micro contract. It could be worth $200-300 in just one single trade. So a lot of people really like the idea of just maybe doing 1 or 2 trades instead of scalping all day long, and that will definitely help them. Okay, S&P is the little black candle is the retrace candle. And if we get a red candle after that, that's going to give us a signal to sell. So we'll see if we can salvage something over here as far as the trading goes. All right, here comes the red signal, but we have to wait we have to wait for the full 2 minutes to complete. This is a very it's a difficult formation to trade because you've had so much selling. It's so vulnerable to retrace. If this thing is like a 10-point candle, it could do the exact same thing that Nasdaq does, which is we can be right on direction and get stopped out on the volatility. Just the nature of the beast if that's the case. But we're gonna take the trade if it sets up, but it's got to set up. Candle's got to stick red. Clearly, that 550 level, by the way, was a big support level. So we're bouncing off of that. They're trying to probe it. This turns around, doesn't even. That was the end of the sell signal. Not much going on here. Still a minute to go in this candle alone. Let's see what it wants to do. Nasdaq, by the way, looks like a much stronger sell signal. Although maybe not. We'll see. If it ends up like the other thing I don't like about these candles is if they end up in like the top 10% of its body, that's not really a vote of confidence that the sellers have control. It's more like they're losing control as the time goes by, which is exactly what they're doing. I'm going to pass up on this trade because I think it sucks, but it probably will work just because I'm going to pass up on it. So ES didn't even become a trade on Nasdaq. All right, you know what? We'll play. I'm late. Bad trade, bad decision. Should have either committed here or committed there. But what the fuck? I'm gonna eat this trade probably. I doubt there's gonna be much continuity here. The trade should have been right then and there, but this is the do as I say, not as I do portion of the trade today. It's a just a really shitty market environment for what I wanted to do today, and I shouldn't have forced this trade. Bad decision making on my part. This is gonna clip me out unnecessarily. On the other hand, S&P, yeah, unnecessarily clipped out here. And this is, if this turns red now, that's actually going to be a pretty decent setup, but maybe not. Yeah. If you hear doubt in my voice, that's going to, you shouldn't even be thinking about taking that trade. I just don't like this is the first day that we've traded where I just have had no trade setups at all with you guys. It's all been just, there's been no opportunities, and I hate not trading. But that's actually a really good lesson, is that I'd rather, it's much more important not to trade than to trade badly, which is what I'm doing today on all these bullshit non-setups. Market definitely finding that, that bottom around the 556 level. I'm actually watching this. I'm kind of interested in this trade. If this goes black to green, I will take this trade, even though it's not quite a setup, because that is a pretty decent reversal setup. And we got a lot. Look at this. It's just running away from me. It's okay. It's fine. I will stay with this thing. The hardest part is sometimes you can really see these things turn around, but they run away from you so much if you're waiting for the closing candle. I actually have a legitimate signal in gold right over here, which we're going to try to see if we can hold. If the signal holds, 27, it kind of disappears on me. Let's see if this the signal holds. 12 seconds left. All right, long gold, long gold, long gold. Legitimate signal, legitimate trade. Good job. Back to S&P. You had to be here on the close of the candle. I would have gone long here for that one, for a small continuity scalp. But having said this, we may actually turn around and go. This is going to be black, and if the next one is green, that's going to give us a signal for a long, for a long trade on S&P. So we will trade that. But this was, with gold, you can see that was like just nothing, nothing but net. Nice clean signal. Everything set up, good strong trend. Boom, boom, boom. You were in there. I guess the sort of the takeaway from today's session is, first of all, signals are just that. They're just signals. They're by no means, guarantees of profit. Strategies are just that. They're just overlays on the most favorable market environment that you can find. If the market environment is not favored, your overlay is not going to work. But within that, there are obviously moments of interpretation where hesitation is sort of your friend a lot of times. So one moment of of interpretation is you got like 8, 9 green candles in a row. That's probably not a great trade. When you get only 2 or 3, that's a much higher probability of continuity, right? Of continuity of trade. Another clear idea is when the candle is in the top 20th percentile of its body or the bottom, meaning that this is a red candle in name only. This is basically a bullish candle. You want sellers to close near the lows. You want buyers to close near the highs. You see, this is a buy candle. It's closing near the highs. It has extension possibilities. That doesn't guarantee that it's going to go higher, but it's by far greater chance that it's going to go higher if they close on the highs. It's very natural. The candle is telling you that the buyer's in control of the market, right? And that's what's going on as far as trading goes. And so interpreting the candle as much as the signal is probably the most interesting part of doing this. And that means not every signal is a trade, and you only want to try to take the better of those signals when you can. So if it doesn't look really, really good to you, I guess the whole point is don't do it, which is instead of unlike me, who's just doing it just to show it to you, because passing up the opportunity, it's better to pass up the opportunity than it is to assume an unnecessary loss, because that's it's the reverse in scalping. With swing trading, where you have a positive risk reward ratio and you have much larger stops and targets, it's the exact opposite. The mentality should be, if this looks close enough for a turn, I should absolutely do it. Speaking of which, I wonder if we have a turn. Let's see if we have a turn on this signal. So this is the first turn signal, right? What we're looking for is we need 2 turn. We need a second one that's going to be higher in order to confirm that the S&P or the NASDAQ has indeed created a bottom on the trade. That's my way of doing it. But you can also just say, hey, Boris, it's 10 o'clock. This is a turn. This is a time in the market where we turn. This gave me a turn signal. Let me use the lows of the day. 56 is lows of the day. If I'm in over here, that's 76. That's 20 points. So I'm looking for a 30-point move. So if I'd be looking for like a 50 back to 5,600 as my risk reward ratio on a turn. On a turn trade. So again, the tools are there for a sorry, what's going on here on the S&P? Oh, let's go back to scalping. I think I had a signal. Maybe not. It was just for a second. Let me save it this way. I really don't like, it's annoying me that I have to go to dark mode all the time. So I want to save indicator as micro scalp. Remember interval, save, yes. Okay. Okay, possibly a setup here. Why is this not setting up? Huh. Wait, what's going on here? Why is this not a... That's weird. But I'm above here. Oh, I'm in the wrong... This is the wrong... Oh, damn it. Oh. I want the latest version. Sorry. Let me add this. Indicators. I'm in the wrong version. Okay. Okay, yes. Now it's setting up, but unfortunately, let me get rid of all this stuff. Sorry. Doesn't matter. Signal went away anyways. Okay. One of the problems when you overwrite, if you don't have the latest version of the indicator on there, it will put the old one on there. Okay, no signal on this, no chance to trade. But you guys get the idea of like all the possibilities there. Good job, Waycrest. Oh, here's the signal. Justin says theory is easy. It is and it isn't. You know, if theory was easy, any theory would work. But we know that 99% of theories don't work. So it's hard enough to find a good theory. Momentum is a really, really good theory. But look at this move. Shit. So this, again, this is a very, very tough choice for us because I'll explain to you why. On the one hand, this is a super, super good signal because the move is super strong. There's just a massive amount. By the way, if we just took that turn trade that I told you guys about, would already be up like $500 on a turn. So on the scalp basis, this is very, very powerful, but it's also very vulnerable. Like this thing could retrace outside of our stop. This is 3-4 times larger than our stop. So it's very, very problematic. But we're going to take this trade on the assumption that it's not going to retrace back out to our stop. But it very well could. It's just, it is such a massive, massive move to the upside. So just giving you a heads up warning that this is not this is not like that gold trade that was just so perfect in every aspect of it. But you don't get the perfect trades all the time. You kind of have to do the best you can on the situation. This is good enough. This is certainly good. This is the kind of trade I want versus the other one. Okay, I'm in here. Let's see if we get the retraces. Nah, I might, let's see if we get enough momentum to take it back up. Because they have to think, and yes, and it does. I was going to say is you have to understand that price is natural. There's 3 possibilities of prices. You're going to have like just blowout move, which is something like this. And by the way, a lot of you guys who like to trade like 3 or 4 contracts and just do one short exit and then hold it on. If you held this on, like if you did 3 contracts and you held one of them, you had massive, massive moves, right? So a couple of points that I wanted to sort of summarize here today. As I said, the 10 o'clock area is the reversal area, right? So if you'd used the reversal trade, even though I didn't quite get the higher low reversal, you certainly would have had great opportunity here to have made really, really good money. Secondly, when you have big bursts of momentum like this, you have like 3 possibilities. One, incredible burst up. Second, a retrace and then a regroup, which is the very, very hard part where you kind of like have to survive the stop. And then the third, which is pretty rare, a complete reversal the other way around, like sort of just a negation of this whole thing. But we took the higher probability trade and it worked really, really nicely. So that's where things stand right now. Anybody take that? Nasdaq, that S&P trade with me over here? All right, you guys want to have a little bit more fun? I'm a little bit late here, but let's just do the. If we're going to trade continuity, let's see. And boom, boom, boom. See how fast that was. This was very, very strong continuity. So the bet that there was going to be a little bit more continuity was a pretty high probability bet. So that was that was another quick scalp, to the trade. But then you only get sometimes you get big moves, sometimes you get small moves. If you want the highest probabilities, you have to go for the smallest targets. So, anyways, I didn't hear from anybody. Yeah, Sidhin took it. Mexicala took it. Good job. Well, I'm glad I actually did some good trades for you there. So let me see what else we have. Oh, I gotta go soon, guys. So a very uneven day today, but a lot of interesting things that I wanted to show you as the end of the week. Thursday sometimes can be that maddeningly difficult. But as you can see, as I said, after you survive the first hour, the signals are going to start working, and they definitely started working. Now you got, we have 6 hours ahead of us, and I'm pretty confident that, there'll be probably 10 signals on the S&P in the 6 hours. Probably 8 or 9 of them are going to be completed into a positive territory. So hopefully this will be very, very useful for you guys as you guys go along. Okay, my friends, I got to run. Any final questions? Let me put the join link again. So those of you that want to join us, all the stuff is there. Oops, let me see if I put this right there. Did I put this in there? Yes. And let me put the Apex link in here, please. Everybody get their Apex accounts. I think this is the last night where you can get the big discounts. So please be sure to get those. So you can lock in those big accounts. I will see everybody on Monday. I'll see everybody in my private trading tomorrow, and we'll try to make progress on both of these accounts. Okay, guys. Everybody have a really great night, great day. Enjoy. I will see you guys next week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.